Redemption is rarely clean, and in a world as brutal and morally broken as the boys, it often comes at a cost. And no one knows what the price for that is more than A-Train. A-Train's journey in The Boys stands as one of the most tragic and morally layered arcs in the series, culminating in a redemption that is both well-earned and devastatingly brief. For much of the show, A-Train is not a hero in any meaningful sense. He is a product of the corrupt system created by Vought, a system that rewards image over integrity and power over accountability. His defining crime, the moment he accidentally kills Robin, is not just an act of negligence. It reveals the core of who he is at that time, careless, desensitized, and shielded from consequences. Instead of stopping, instead of helping, instead of even acknowledging the humanity of the life he destroyed, A-Train runs on, both literally and morally. This moment shapes not only Hughie Campbell's life, but A-Train's entire arc.
Don't you ever besmirch Billy.
I can't stop.
When Hughie is offered a settlement and encouraged to move on, it reflects the broader culture A-Train benefits from, one where justice is replaced by silence and money. A-Train accepts this system without question. At this stage, he is defined by selfishness, driven by a need to maintain his status as a member of the Seven and to preserve his own sense of superiority. Even when confronted with the consequences of his actions, he refuses to change. This refusal marks him as fundamentally unheroic, not because he made a mistake, but because he chose to ignore it.
You wanna hear something crazy? I ran so fast and swallowed one of her molars.
You're laughing. Sorry about having a girlfriend, all right?
As the series progresses, A-Train begins to show glimpses of internal conflict, but these moments are inconsistent and often overshadowed by fear. His fear is most evident in his relationship with Homelander, whose dominance keeps A-Train in a constant state of submission. Unlike true heroes, who act despite fear, A-Train allows fear to dictate his decisions.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
Say it.
Say it! I'm sorry.
Even when he begins to care more deeply about his family, his motivations remain limited. Protecting his family is understandable, it humanizes him, but it is still rooted in self-interest. He avoids helping Annie January and her efforts not because he disagrees morally, but because he is unwilling to risk what he has. At this point, he is still running away from responsibility. This changes when A-Train is forced to confront the reality of who he has been. Redemption, in The Boys, is not given freely. It must be earned through sacrifice. For A-Train, that sacrifice begins when he makes the decision to come back to save Hughie. This act is profoundly significant. Hughie is not just another person in danger. He is the living embodiment of A-Train's greatest sin. Saving him is not convenient, nor is it safe. It directly opposes everything A-Train has done up to that point. In choosing to protect Hughie from Homelander, A-Train is no longer acting out of fear or self-interest.
Huey, and Frenchie are going to be executed tomorrow. I need your help to break them out.
You know Homelander's gonna be waiting. No.
I know you're scared.
No, I got a family to protect.
A-Train is making a conscious, moral decision to do what is right, even though it will likely cost him his life. This moment alone could be seen as the beginning of redemption, but what truly completes A-Train's transformation is what happens next. As Homelander chases him, A-Train finds himself in a situation that mirrors the exact moment he killed Robin. Once again, there is an innocent person in his path. Once again, he must choose between his own survival and someone else's life. In the past, he did not hesitate. He ran through Robin without even considering the consequences. That choice defined him as someone who valued speed, power, and self-preservation above all else. This time, however, he makes a different choice. Instead of repeating his past, A-Train avoids the woman in the street. This decision is not instinctive, it is moral. It shows that he has changed at a fundamental level. He no longer sees people as obstacles. He no longer justifies collateral damage.
Yes.
A-Train understands finally the weight of a single human life. By choosing not to sacrifice the woman, he sacrifices himself. This is the essence of heroism, the willingness to put others before oneself, even when the cost is everything. His fall, caused by that choice, is symbolic. It represents the collapse of the man he used to be. The fastest man alive is no longer running. He is no longer escaping consequences. He is facing them. And when Homelander finally catches him, A-Train completes his transformation in one final, powerful act. He refuses to be afraid. For most of his life, A-Train was controlled by fear. Fear of losing his position, fear of being exposed, fear of Homelander. But in his final moments, that fear is gone. Instead of begging for mercy, he laughs in Homelander's face. This laughter is not arrogance, it is liberation. It shows that Homelander no longer has power over him. A-Train has already made his choice, and in doing so, he has reclaimed his freedom.
Take away these powers. And what are you, huh?
Hey, are you gonna keep running forever? I mean, if we're gonna really take him out, we need your help.
What was I so afraid of?
A-Train dies not as a victim, but as someone who finally stood for something. The fact that he is not wearing his supersuit during all of this adds another layer of meaning. Throughout the series, the suit represents the false image of heroism manufactured by Vought. It is branding, not identity. By contrast, A-Train's final actions are performed without that facade. He is not A-Train the celebrity, the product, or the member of the Seven. He is simply a man making a choice. And in that choice, he becomes what the suit always pretended he was, a hero. A-Train's redemption is powerful precisely because it is not easy or prolonged. He does not spend seasons making up for his mistakes. He does not receive forgiveness from those he hurt, nor does he live to enjoy the consequences of his transformation. Instead, his redemption is compressed into a series of decisive moments that redefine who he is. What he always could have been in a different world.
Who'd have thought? Everything we've been through, that we'd be here, together.
By saving Huey, by sparing an innocent woman, and by facing death without fear, A-Train atones for the life he took and the person he used to be. A-Train proved that redemption is not about erasing the past. It is about confronting it and choosing differently when it matters most. He was not a true hero when he wore the suit, when he basked in fame, or when he protected his own interests. He became a true hero only on the last day of his life, when he had nothing left to gain and everything to lose. And it is that final choice, the choice to value others above himself, that defines him, not as the man who ran through Robin, but as the man who finally stopped running.
Ain't you a little glad A-Train's dead?
No, I'm not glad he's dead. A-Train did a lot of horrible things, and he died a hero. A real hero.